also, what I think will be horrendous in ways that I can't quite comprehend. Will be, hang on, share screen. Ncuti Gatwa starting in The Importance of Being Earnest. Now, look, Ncuti Gatwa may be the greatest actor of all time. I have seen no evidence he's able to act at all. He's only ever he's able to be gay. I haven't seen him play somebody straight, right? That doesn't strike me as a great actor, right? Look, I think, Hollywood has a lot of weird guilt going on, and so they like black gay people because they make them feel like they're good people in Hollywood, when really they're not, right? So I think that explains Ncuti's claim, rise to fame. That a lot of people found him very hot, including Russell Lee Davis, right? And so now he's starring in the importance of being earnest. And okay then, they put out a trailer for it, and I don't know what to tell you, mate. Let's read it first. I don't know what to tell you. I still no evidence that Ncuti Gatwa has any acting ability, right? I have yet to come across anything that could be even classed as evidence. Everything I've seen is him being awful. Oh, so that Amandla thing. Oh my God, melted my bloody brain. Was stupid. Oh, okay. But she's the mentality that this Doctor Who's made for. Ncuti Gatwa is busy for the rest of 2024, starring in a new West End production of Oscar Wilde's Important Being Earnest. Okay, then, which means that there's only three. If there is any seriously filming to do on the new Doctor Who, it won't be until 2025. That's okay. Oh, makes like my thing. Since Series 3 hasn't been officially commissioned by the BBC or Disney yet. Now, I had a good authority that it had been commissioned by the BBC. They're just not announcing it. It hasn't been commissioned by Disney yet. Means they haven't, they got to work more on getting the budget together, I guess. I guess they will switch streaming platforms. But is it still worth what it was worth? Will they be able to get another $100 million deal? Right, because they expected it to be very successful, bottom line, and it wasn't. it was like a fart in a bathtub. It was nothing. No, I mean even one of my farts. Right, it was really underwhelming. It did poorly. I tell you, I think because Ncuti Gatwa isn't the dog's bollocks, they insist he is. Gatwa's been the rest of blah 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 blah. Being Honest is a great play, one of the funniest ever written. It's subversive, gleeful satire. Suits Gatwa to the teeth. No. Again, I've never seen him do anything other than be a gay bloke, right? From Dr. Oscar Wilde. Here, let's have a look at this trailer. Download it. Oh, did it go away? Come back. Hang on. How about if I refresh the page? Right, okay. Oh, it's been removed by the uploader. That sucks ass. Yeah, let's see if I can get it online anywhere. Why would they remove it? What's going down? Yeah, 1 second. I'm going to do a search on Twitch. The importance of being earnest. Yeah. The importance of being earnest. Doink. No, it's gone. They scrubbed it from the interwebs. Why? I got lots of pictures of him, but I don't have the video here. Let me try YouTube. Where did it go? I'm more interested in where it went than watching the video. I think that's much more suspect. Yeah, what's that? Ncuti Gatwa. And apparently it's Ncuti now. Like, he was too scared to say Ncuti, so that's why there's Ncuti. Oh, here we go. Is this it? Oh, that's totally it. I think, yeah. Hang on. Here it comes. Well, I didn't know they made trailers for plays nowadays, but I guess so. I'm behind the times. It makes a lot of sense. Anyway, trivial comedy for serious people. Being sensible can be extremely boring. At least Jack thinks so. So while assuming the role of a dutiful guardian in the country, he lets loose in the town under a false identity. Meanwhile, his friend Algie takes on a similar facade, I should say. Unfortunately, living a double life has its drawbacks, especially when it comes to love. Hoping to impress two eligible ladies, the gentlemen find themselves caught in a web of lies they must navigate. I mean, again, I don't remember it, but I've seen the movie before, and I'm familiar with it. I just don't know. I wouldn't be able to place it. Right? Says Max Webster, Life of Pi. He's the director. Oh, that sure look good, at least. Olivia Award winner Sharon D. Clark is joined by Ncuti Gatwa and Hugh Skinner in this hilarious story of identity impersonation and romance. Hey, you loved Rogue, didn't you? I hated it. I don't really like the Bridgerton cosplay, but I really more hated that Doctor Who just wanted to get its leg over with this other bloke, right? That was the episode of Doctor Who where the Doctor and Ruby were cosplaying at Bridgerton and Regency England. Well, if you're lucky enough to be in London anytime between November 20th and January 25th, 2025, even lucky to get a ticket to the play, you can watch it and pretend the 15th Doctor is having fun cosplaying in the Importance of Being. Yeah, I know, it's just that's something that the 15th Doctor would do. Yeah, let's look at the video, right? That's exactly why I hate this era of Doctor Who. So the Ncuti Gatwa in the Importance of Being Honest trailer. I mean, I don't think I'm opposed to the colorblind casting and it going off from what it is, but I think it needs to not differentiate itself, but like I guess the casting of itself speaks for itself, right? So that doesn't really bother me. But why should he wear big earrings? What's up with that? I'm sorry, what is up with that? It all does something about shooting, but getting ready to pose the camera. Look. Oh, now I'm going to get ready. Well, I don't think it's bad, but I don't think it's good. I mean, I just don't think it's very good. again, I don't. Am I being woke and right or too right on saying I don't mind the colorblind casting, right? I'd like if you lean into it, all right. I think it's okay, frankly. All right, but you got to say at that point it's an interpretation of it. Just in the same way when you do like Shakespeare in modern dress, it's an interpretation of it, right? And it's not traditional, which is fine, right? So race, race or Georgian characters, I can kind of live with it. It's just I on top of everything else, I just don't think it works, right? I just don't think it works. Is the bottom line. See you next Tuesday. It's here. What's your name? I can't remember. Father. Not Father. What's your normal name? I can't remember now. Oh, my head. You do my head in. It's obviously the British version. Yeah. Okay. I mean, it wasn't being earnest, wearing Ncuti Gatwa hides his acting talent in a handbag. Yeah, I just never see him do anything in any way convincing. So, that's a bit of a drawback, all things considered, for an actor. Right? Maybe at some point you should do something convincing. That would be a good idea. I don't want to teach you a business, sir. But maybe at some point you should do something convincing. Oh yeah, before we do this, there's something coming up which I'm really kind of interested in. Here we go. Share screen. Where is it? Daryl Joyce, who probably hates me, who's probably a super duper lefty, right? Who's very much on the. I think so, right? He has a calendar coming out. I'm really tempted to get it. Let's have a look. Daryl Joyce Moments in Time Calendar 2025.
Keep track of times and places throughout 2025 with this fantastic calendar.
Do you reckon that's AI?
Featuring the art of Daryl Joyce. Acclaimed fan favorite artist Daryl Joyce presents his first ever calendar, showcasing 12 of his own favorite moments from 26 years.
I mean, I think you should write little things with them too. Maybe put the sketches on. Prepare
of time and space travel. Own these 12 stunning full-color interpretations with the illustration on one page and a separate full page with ample space for all your dates and notes, and spend 2025 with Daryl's memorable time-traveling moments. On 5.
That's a really bad video.
Pre-order your copy.
For somebody who likes him
now, and spend 2025 with Daryl's favorite and most memorable time-traveling moments.
Is this I think it's a Kickstarter or Indiegogo? Let me see if we can find the link to where you can get it from. Wait, I'll go Daryl Joyce. I'll look on the Twitch chats. Daryl. I said Farrell. Daryl. Is it Joyce? I'm spelling his bloody name wrong. Hang on. Let me play the video again. That way I can see is the right spelling of his name. Where'd he go? It is Daryl Joyce, right? Yeah. Fine. So we go Daryl Joyce. Let's see if it comes up. Is this Alien Theory by Daryl Joyce? This could be him. Illustrator. So where's the link to your calendar? Indiegogo. There we go. Oh, Daryl, mate, get in contact. I'll do you a way better video. I mean, he's doing good for backers, so he's got his goal. How much is it? Let's share the screen. That video is genuinely awful. I have to tell you, like genuinely awful. Where is it? That's over. Yeah, Daryl Joyce doing there. We'll share the screen again. Fine. So how much is it? So he's doing pretty well. He's raised £575. He's got 27 days to go. He's over. He's over his goal, so he's doing good. Yeah, don't play that video again. Okay, let's have a look. Daryl Joyce, illustrator. Why are we using this campaign? We're simply looking to cover our printing. Yeah, no, look, this is the way you sell things. But it's so how much is this? You get UK orders, EU orders, rest of the world. That's 72 shekels, which is how much? £15. Wonder how much shipping is. What ships worldwide? I don't know, Darren, mate. This is not a good campaign. You really say people want to see the artwork, right? That's the most important bit. People can see the. Let me go to your because here, look, this like this thing. This should be on the campaign, right? This is actually kind of dynamic. Maybe you should have done the lines in a at a diagonal, right? Now this makes me kind of interested about it, but it's not. And you should put these like little sketches with it as well, right? I don't know. So this is fine art prints. Man, I like it. Is horror stuff. Maybe if I go to his website, right? There's going to be more. It's Indiegogo. How do I get to his website? Daryl, mate. Daryl. I'm trying to help you out here. You're killing me. Right, you're killing me. Give me a link to your... Really? No, that's Indiegogo. Oh, see, this is lovely stuff. Hey, you're an artist, mate. To sell art, people have got to... This is gorgeous. I think people just got to see more. I'm not a fan of that one. I prefer the original K9. Maneptra. I see, although I do find this updated stuff interesting. But really, how is there not a link to your website? It's over here. No, really. I know. And again, I want him to do well. I think, even though I don't know, but I think he probably views me as Satan incarnate. Probably. Is there a link to your website at all? I mean, look at this stuff. It's beautiful. But why not? I don't know. What's this? I like his work. I do like his work, and I wish him every success. Again. Just show people it. That's a really nice piece, right? That really feels it. And this is, again, you're really capturing that feel. I like it a lot. Okay, Daryl, mate, where is? You've got to have a link to your website somewhere. No. Mondosian Cyberman. All right, I'm about to give up. Oh, look at that bit of Ice World. I'm sorry, I like artwork. What did I tell you? Turn it here. Look, I'll put the Indiegogo in the chat. Even though, I mean, look, Darren, you're lucky that your work is excellent, right? Because your salesmanship isn't that great. Can I find? Let me see if I can find his website. Daryl Joyce Illustrated. Let's see if I can find Daryl Joyce Illustration. Let's see if that comes. Hey. Okay. Oh, is this it? No, Daryl Joyce. No, Twit. Maybe it's this one. Let's have a look. Genre art. Dude. Come on. You got these things loading up like they're dogs. What? Okay. Next thing, you won't be able to actually be able to see yourself. Jeez, Daryl, mate. This is crazy. Let me try and reload it. I can download like 10 gig movies in the time it takes me to download this. Blood of Mummy's Tomb. Is that gives you the feeling a bit of alien action. Quatermass on the Pit. Oh, that's a lovely piece, isn't it? Isn't that nice? Frankenstein and that came out last. Anyway, so that's going on. Nice piece of merch, right? Nice piece of merch. I mean, certainly something I would want over the official Doctor Who calendar, because I'm really just not into anything post 2017. right? I'm not into the current era, and I'm not into the Jodie era. I just think they are both unwatchable shit, right? Frankly, right? The 10 most confusing scenes in Doctor Who history. I mean, that's certainly the most confusing time in Doctor Who history. Like, how on earth this shit gets made? I tell you. I mean, honestly, I really feel bad. Fanfilm, Judge Dredd Mega City 1 has fallen. Whoa, one sec. Wait. Let's just have a quick look at that as well. Dread Mega City 1 has fallen. 2023 videos. What is this? Wow, it's the whole thing. Yeah, I'll download it in a second. Okay, but while we're doing that, let's have a look. 10 most confusing scenes in Doctor Who history. Even the Galactic. Now, Mark Donaldson knows Doctor Who is a bit woke, right? Is a bit woke, ladies and gentlemen. That could be accused of. Colin says, I saw something that Bonnie Langford has written a Melanie Bush story set during her time with Sablon Glips. Oh, interesting. Where are we up to? Fine. So, confusing. This is the intro, right? There's got, things they don't understand. Number 10. I'll read the intro. Let's see. Let's see how much I can read before I get annoyed with it. Doctor Who can be confusing for new viewers. It doesn't fit into a particular genre. And the types of stories it tells can vary from week to week. And it's one of the great things about Doctor Who. This is a show that over the past 6 years has featured characters as disparate as Rosa Parks. I don't really think Doctor Who did, even though I really wish they did do something with Rosa Parks. That wasn't the crap that they've done. The Candyman, Adolf Hitler, and Talking Space Babies. Yeah, most of those examples were very bad. I like Candyman. The tonal shifts in Doctor Who are enough to give you whiplash, let alone an acute sense of confusion. And that confusion doesn't end when you become comfortable. Okay, fine. Blah, 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 blah. The paradox machine. So this was where the Toclophane came from. What's confusing about that? I mean, other than it's a paradox. I mean, essentially, if you don't remember, the Master adapted the TARDIS to make a alternate version of Earth that was controlled by the Toclophane, those little flying ball thingies, invade Earth, I think. Yeah. So let's get started with how the 10th Doctor is de-aged by good vibes. The most confusing thing about the Last of the Time Lords is the paradox machine. How was he de-aged? I can't remember him being how was he de-aged? I remember him being aged. He turns into what's the name? The elf version. Gobby? Yeah, no, it sounds that's not Gobby or something else. How did he get de-aged? I can't remember. Wow. Specifically, it's why exactly the Doctor waits so long to let Captain Jack pump several rounds into it with an assault rifle. That really was a dumb solution. I remember that. He breaks out Captain Jack, who then shoots the TARDIS. Okay. When they first discovered the paradox, the Doctor is keen to point out that it can't stop until he knows what it's for. And if he touches the wrong bit, it could blow up the solar system. Okay, this is just writing, right? This is causing, obstacles to get over, which is fine, right? I have to tell you. This implies the machine must carefully be deprogrammed, like cutting the correct wire on the bomb. Then Captain Jack comes along with the very next episode and wildly rains the metal hell upon it. Like he's again, it was a bit dumb, right? I would call that a bit dumb. Wasn't like the worst thing in the world. Even more convenient, the Doctor knows the paradox machine will kick in at 8:02, 2 minutes after first contact with the Toclophane. So why not just hang out in the TARDIS for a bit and then destroy it then? Yeah, look, I'm not, that's not really confusing. I didn't find any of this confusing. I think you're overthinking all of that, right? It made sense. It made sense in that you weren't pulled out of it while you're watching it. So many things are massive plot holes in, like the Jodie era. Nothing they did made any sense, right? And that kept pulling out. I was never pulled out of that, even though I don't really remember it so correctly. So clearly, I should say. You could have saved it a fight. That's just a nitpick, okay? What the flux is with that pot? What pot? Flux made no sense at all. Like, that's what I mean. Look at all the plots of Flux. Like, 3/4 of the universe destroyed. And then, like, there's so much stuff, right? That just didn't work. In many ways, Flux was an extraordinary achievement given the real-time obstacles. No, it fucking wasn't. Excuse me. I mean, like, it was the best thing that Chibnall did, but it was horribly written, right? I mean, yeah, it did a good impersonation of Doctor Who, right? They're able to throw stuff at the screen and see what will stick, right? And look, the cliffhangers were good. I like Carvinist. A lot of stuff was good, but the scripts were awful, right? If it's in order to get made. However, it's also a hot mess. Well, it is. Remember Yazdan and Jericho's mission to retrieve an offering pot from a Mexican temple, vaguely, right? Yaz says she has to decipher it so they can find out when the world is going to be in terrible danger. And they figured what happened on 31st October, Halloween. There was a whole Halloween apocalypse. A talking dog showed up and everything. I get, well, this is Chibnall Who, right? This is beyond a nitpick. This is that doesn't make any sense, right? This is way beyond a nitpick. There was a whole Halloween apocalypse, a talking dog and everything. I like Carvinista. I hate to say it, but I do like it. Okay, sure. The Doctor wants Yaz to find the date that nefarious forces will take advantage of the flux, rather than the date of the actual event. But still, 31st October is a pretty good place, a pretty good starting point, right? I would agree to that. But I just got caught thinking of Jodie explaining things and being just awful at doing it. Should only be a few days later, or maybe a couple of weeks. At the end, what isn't there a doodad on the TARDIS and go woo woo like when you're close to something? I don't know. In the end, the whole offering pot doesn't matter. Because they soon stumble upon Joseph Williamson's timey-wimey tunnels, bringing them exactly where they need to be. Yes. Well, look, I don't know. This is what's going on with the one of the things going on with the writing of Doctor Who Flux, right? It was very much like the writing of Alien Romulus, which is far superior to Doctor Who Flux. I want to be very clear. Far superior. So you haven't seen Alien Romulus. It's the first half hour or so, I think, is very, very good. I think the first hour maybe is actually very, very good. Right? They got a lot of good world building going on. They have great characterizations. The acting's pretty good. There's a robot in it who's kind of like broken and retarded, which I thought was just great. That really, really worked well. And when they're telling a story, it was good. Where it went off the rails. And it didn't go off the rails as badly as Flux or any of the queer era of Doctor Who. It was mostly harmless, is how I would describe it. But when it went off the rails, they're trapped in a space station with a bunch of aliens, right? And the entire plotting from that point on is video game plotting, right? It is obstacle, get over an obstacle, move on to next obstacle, right? Their mission is to go and steal some cryopods so they can make it to this next planet, which is much nicer. And they get the cryopods, but oh no, they need the fuel for the cryopods. So then they go on the next mission to get the fuel, right? And then when they take the fuel from these other cryopods, they're freezing alien face huggers in there, so they wake up. And then you get an action. But again, it's just like, oh, now we've got to get through this tunnel. Now we've got to go through this. Now we've got to. It's obstacle writing rather than story writing, right? Which it was a shame, right? It was a shame because again, the world building in the first half was pretty good. But that's what the deal with the pot is. It's obstacle writing. It's not story writing, sadly, right? The Time Flight Masters reveal, man, Time Flight is a bad story. Okay, Time Flight is just like epically bad. In so many ways. They said they make flux up as they went along. I don't think so. I just don't think they could sit and plot. I just don't think I think he's shit at his job and didn't know how to write Doctor Who. Time Flight Master Reveal. Yeah, that was really bad. Let's be fair. That was really bad. That was worse than the plasmatrons or whatever they called the bad guys in that. I mean, amazingly, it was written by the guy. What's his name? Matthew. Oh, I can't remember his name. Who directed? Who was a good director? I think he directed the story beforehand, which was really good. But Time Flight is awful, right? It's so John Nathan Turner to get Concorde as a prop, right? And it really was. That's really how he promoted the show brilliantly, I think, on so many levels. Man, I would love to have John Nathan Turner with like a really good script writer, the script editor. You would have great Doctor Who, right? Because again, he was very good at the showman stuff. That was the name of the documentary about him on the season 23. I think it's season 23 Blu-ray. So there's a lot wrong with Time Flight. Well, that's true. But the wrongest of the wrong is the Master's frankly ludicrous disguise as Khalid the Conqueror. Yeah, what was that about? You can't absolutely see Time Flight you can absolutely see Time Flight as a poetry era story with Roger Delgado hijacking planes for his evil plans. Good point. See, Mark Donaldson, when he talks about real Doctor Who, has something to say. Knows what he's talking about. Delgado would have dressed up as an alien. Delgado wouldn't have dressed up as an alien mystic, though. He would have just stuck on a pilot's cap and got on with it. Well, yeah. So why does anti-alien need to dress up as an ill-judged racial stereotype? Oh, fucking hell. Man, you went 2 paragraphs without being a woke shit. Oh, as a racial stereotype for his plan to work. It's not as weird as when he disguised himself as a scarecrow and giggled in a field for 3 weeks, right? For one thing, the Master is stranded on a barren wasteland, meaning there's no need whatsoever to try and blend in with the locals. Maybe it's to fool the Doctor. I don't know. Secondly, he's capturing passenger jets for his own use. So he's got no reason to hide his identity. If anything, appearing as a Master instead of a grey-skinned alien conqueror would have made his prisoners respond to him better. Okay, these are all good points. It's clear that they wanted to get the Master of disguise because, well, Master's going to master. But in this case, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. It sounds like a JNT, stipulation. Doesn't it? Does to me. What a load of Shakiri. I've got another Chimel episode, right? We all know the climactic scenes of Stephen Burkhoff in The Power of Three. I really couldn't remember it at all. Are so clumsily realized. I really don't remember it. Burkhoff was allegedly so difficult to work with, an alternate resolution of the plot had to be scrambled together at the last minute. And that resolution left a lot to be desired. I don't remember this at all. The Shakiri suddenly disappears, and the Doctor waves a sonic screwdriver, and the spaceship explodes, and everything is fixed. I don't know, but again, I was kind of carried away by Matt Smith's performance and the showmanship of it, right? Which I don't think you can say for anything that's come since. What did happen? Why did it happen? Throwing some blatantly, obviously close-ups, inserts of Matt Smith and Karen Gillan against a green screen, and the scene is so chaotic. It's hard to follow. Oh, well, I hear arguments going on upstairs again now. Oh God, I can't wait for this wedding to be over. Scene is so chaotic. It's hard to follow exactly what you're watching. We also never actually see any of the cues defibrillate anyone back to life. There's no tension, no build-up, nothing. Well, maybe Burkhoff was just hard to work with, right? It all just amounts to the Doctor waving the Sonic at a sci-fi TV screen to save the day. Sounds like an average Jodie episode, which, to be fair, is roughly 87% of Doctor Who's resolution. No, it's not. And that's not true at all. Orson Pink's family links. Now, this is something that did confuse me, right? Because they never went anywhere with this. Now, I know a lot of people hated Danny Pink, right? I would recommend something that made him much better to me was the Big Finish release, which he was on it. It was a really good story. Hang on, so where we find that? Big Finish. Doink. Let's see if their website's going to open up. The app still hasn't loaded up my my content library, right? It's so annoying. I sent them emails that it was bank holiday, so no one was going to look at it. But I sent them an email today saying, Could you just manually load my content up? Is that opening up? Oh, we'll come back to it. Oh, I'm on the wrong thing. There you go. But yeah, okay. So it was Sam Clements, I think is his name, isn't it? He was in one of those releases, and it was actually very, very good, right? It really got into his character and the friction between him and the 12th Doctor. Okay, but Danny Pitt's character in Listen is a story that you just think is good, but when you watch it, it kind of falls apart. I mean, honestly, Capaldi's first season was a bit of a duffer, quite frankly. There's only 2 stories in that season that I would readily rewatch, and that's Flatline and Mummy on the Orient Express. I think. Let's have a quick look. Doctor Who episode guide. Season 9, wasn't it? There you go. No, season 8. What happened to season? Wait, it goes season 7 then 9. What happened to season 8? Magician Impression I like. Then next season I liked a lot, actually. Oh man, I hear my kid being driven up, my kid and my wife being driven crazy upstairs. Oh, yeah. Let's look at the stories. Deep Breath, no, way too long. Man, it should have cut 50 minutes. Oh, Into the Dalek. I watched Into the Dalek. I quite like that. Robert Sherwood. I'd watch that for Capaldi. Listen, it's not as good as you think it is. Time Heist. It's also kind of meh. It's watchable, right? It's watchable. Caretaker, not so much. Kill the Moon, definitely not. Mummy on Orient Express and Flatline, they're the cream of the season. And Dark Water and Death in Heaven should have been good, right? It should have been great. On paper, it was great. It just didn't come together. Anyway. So, also Pink character in Listen doesn't become confusing until Danny Pink gets run over by a car. In Dark Water, spoiler. That's a very good point. Also looks exactly like Danny Pink. So the implication is it's on their night of their first date, Danny, Clara meet their potential future descendants. So when Danny dies, what's that mean for Orson? That's a pretty good point. That is a good point. Danny's fond of telling us that time is... The Doctor is fond of telling us time is always in flux, so surely it's possible that Orson was from a future where Clara and Danny lived happily ever after. However, when Danny died, it was never to be. And yet, that's not what Stephen Moffat said when asked about Orson Pink in the Doctor Who magazine. Okay. Moffat said that Orson was a lateral descendant of Danny, and how could it be possible? But how could that be possible when we meet the orphan Danny in the children's home? During the 20th lockdown, the tweet-along of Listen, Moffat also said that there's no paradox. Danny's father had an estranged brother who had a family. Well, that's kind of boring, isn't it? Oh man, there's fireworks going on upstairs. Oh, I should really go and help, or not? Maybe I'll stay down here. We like a quiet life. Can chess pieces team up? Well, again, I think it was more of a. It's the story. It was telling a story rather than what was it? Getting over. Oh man, it's really kicking off. Oh, now I can hear my other sons screaming. Oh, I'm staying down here, mate. Wedding's tomorrow. Thank God it'll be over. But yeah, okay. Can chess pieces team up? No, they can't. But that's really the point of the exercise. It was to put together an idea, to think laterally outside of the box, which is all very Doctor Who. So okay, let's see what his problem is with it. During the climax of Curse of Fenric, Ace inadvertently reveals the solution to the Seven Doctors puzzle, which she was designed to Fox's ancient foe. The correct solution is the black and white pawns don't fight each other; they join forces. Now, can you look through a single chess message board for hours and not find a single exclamation? No. That's the thing. Chess is a representation of battle, right? And when it follows rules of battle, and if if you change those rules of battle, you can have a different type of battle, right? Famously, because Fenric had to be cut down a broadcast with the feature-length edit being released years later with 12 more minutes of material, but still doesn't make the moment less confusing. It's totally... There's nothing to be confused about on that one. It's called a dramatic point. The point being made by Ian Briggs is that Fenric's view of the universe is so binary that he can't foresee a solution where two opposing forces will work together for the greater good. But to be fair to Fenric, that solution will win you no favors in your local chess club. Yeah, okay. I think you're kind of like being somewhat obtuse about that, right? Something Sea Devils. Well, okay. This entire story, the Legend of the Sea Devils, was made under protest. They took the budget for 7 episodes and made it into 8. It said make 8 episodes out of that. Chris Chibnall wrote it, and it's basically just in for so we can hire a lesbian writer so they can have a lesbian scene with Yaz and the Doctor. Right, that's essentially it. The climax Legend of the Sea Devils is a confusing mess, and also the beginning of it and the middle. The chief Sea Devil plans to use the keystones to flip the Earth's poles to create climate chaos that will flood the planet. Which fine, very Doctor Who. But how many functions does this have? The keystone has already encased the chief Sea Devil in stone. It can also flip the Earth's axis. It's one hell of a multi-tool. Well, again, it's a MacGuffin. This Chibnall. Right, this is Chibnall impersonating a writer, right? And writers do use MacGuffins. Earth on axis, one over multi-tool. Doctor isn't short of gadgets with infinite functionality. Sonic screwdriver, yeah, but there doesn't appear to be any logic to the keystone function. Well, that's the thing. Chris Chibnall's not very good at logic, like creating internal logic. He's not very clever. Like, if I said to Chris Chibnall, how would you feel yesterday if you didn't have breakfast? He will probably go, but I did have breakfast. Right? Like, he wouldn't be able to conceive of it because he's just a dumb person. I think he's just not clever. Right? Honestly, I think that's really the bottom line. I think he's just not very clever. To reverse the effects of the keystone, the Doctor needs to short-circuit the Sea Devil's tech and turn the magnetic fields on herself. And to do that, Doctor has to hold a cable like a dodgy HDMI lead. Well, again, look, you got Jodie and you got Chibnall. It's hardly, your greatest, the greatest, combination. Oh, I'm getting a message. Oh, this is bad news. I have no idea what this means. Okay, fine. No, nothing to do with me. Thank God for that. By the way, the informer said, P.S. Rabbi, as a Queen fan for 40 years, I am disgusted with those American globalist rats using "We Will Rock You" for the cringe fest. Yeah, that was pretty cringe, wasn't it? Well, again, I can forgive this because I'm not expecting it to be watchable or to have internal logic or be good in any way. Throw in some truly horrendous editing and some questionable direction. The last 20 minutes of Legend Sea is more or less incomprehensible. It's also they can have Yaz and the Doctor say, oh, I'd like the scissor in the TARDIS, and the other one go, oh, but I'm scared because I'm a scaredy girl. Whatever. Yeah, awful. And also, I think the Power of the Doctor was so much better than that as well, even though that was shit too. How does the Doctor know about Jamie and Zoe? What do you mean? Oh, well, dude, they've asked this question a million times over. It was written by Terrence Dicks, and in his mind, this is season 6B, right, where he's working for the Time Lords, which then Nick Briggs went and explored with the new Second Doctor range, which I think, generally speaking, is very good. The last release was not great, though. Some scenes are so confusing they spawned multi-novels and Big Finish box sets to solve the confusion. Well, no, again, this was Terrence Dicks' idea going in, right? This wasn't like, after the fact. This was literally his idea going in. Patient Zero, For patient zero for this is the kind of thing is a scene of 5 Doctors in which the second Doctor and the Brigadier encounter Jamie and Zoe in the Death Zone. Again, the second Doctor clearly looks older, as he did in the 2 Doctors, right? You have to factor that in. I mean, it seemed to me while watching the 5 Doctors that these Doctors were existing in their own like quantum realities after regeneration, right? They did something similar in the Paul Cornell book Revelation. Again, Paul Cornell, douchebag, but great writer, really good writer. But each of the regenerated Doctors existed in a portion of their mind. So that's kind of where it feels it was taken from. Still finding. So next Doctor should have originated from the point before the time warp, but he did before the War Games, but he didn't. The story in which he regenerated. Somehow he knows that Jamie and Zoe had their memories erased after they left him in the War Games. How can this possibly be? It's because the 3rd Doctor is also in the Death Zone giving him... No, again, this has been explained so many bloody times. It's fine. Right? It's... man. Making a mountain out of a bloody molehill. Right? This Season 5B, essentially, is the answer. And it's fine. And it's because the 3rd Doctor is in the time... No, not Psychic Link, or is it because the whole series of 2nd Doctor adventures in a secret after the War Games? Yes! If you believe the work of Terrence Dix, it's the latter. Dix wrote 2 novels, Players and World Game, which established the 2nd Doctor worked as an operative for the Time Lords before landing on Earth as the 3rd Doctor. Talk about commitment to canonizing a script error. I don't think it was... was it an error? Yeah, probably. Probably. What the hell is she pointing at? Yes. Yes, one of the greatest fails in Doctor Who of all time. What the hell is she pointing at? So if you remember... the completely meaningless, pointless mystery of who is Ruby Sunday's mother. We built up stupidly, and she points at Ruby, points at the nothing to make it seem like she's pointing at. Yeah, these are real massive plot holes, right? Which I don't think can be delightfully filled by box sets from Big Finish. When we first meet Ruby Sunday in the Church on Ruby Road, we're told that she was named after the road on which she was abandoned as a baby. But at the end of Empire Death, it's revealed that Ruby's mother chose the name by pointing at the street sign that magically appears before our eyes at the end of the episode. Literally, it just appears out of nothing. Confusingly, Ruby's mother doesn't have anything to point to at the church on Ruby Road. She just walks off into the night. Pointing only starts in Space Babies, where it's framed as a portent or something sinister, which it isn't. I know. Oh, yeah, this just sucks, right? It just sucks. Factor in both the sign and the pole it's attached to actually don't even exist in the Church on Ruby Road. It's a plot development of head-scratching, baffling proportions. No. All Rusty Davies cared about is telling queer stories, right? There's nothing. There was nothing queer about her mother. So who cares? Pointing also adds nothing to Ruby's story either, because we already know that the people who found her chose the name of their own volition, not from a pointy woman on the CCTV camera, and they didn't even have the CCTV. And as Ruby's mother didn't want to be noticed. Why would she dramatically point to a sign and hope somebody around it? It's insane. It's insane. It's really one of the worst bits of writing I've ever seen Ross Lee Davies do. It really is. Very poorly thought through. Yeah, it's so sad. The Day on the Moon's confusing opening. That's not confusing at all. What's confusing about that? Oh, let's have a look. In the Day on the Moon begins in the Valley of the Gods in Utah, 3 months after... I don't remember being confused. 3 months after the cliffhanger into the Impossible Astronaut. It's a terrified Amy is being chased by government agents, including Canton Everett Delaware III, who shoots her and bundles her into a body bag. In New York, River dives off the skyscraper to escape Canton, and then at the Glen Canyon Dam, Rory also dies again. So Canton then takes the bodies of Amy and Rory to Area 51 and seals them inside the 11th Doctor's impossible prison, revealing that everyone who was on this crazy scheme to stage their death to seal them into the Doctor's Lego box. Well, okay, it's a bit labyrinthian, but I mean, it was entertaining as you're watching it, though. But why? We left Canton and the TARDIS team and the Impossible Astronaut. They were escaping the silence and they were free. The Doctor even lands the TARDIS inside Area 51. The only explanation is we're keeping up appearances so the silence for the silence so they don't. That's what I thought was happening. Now you reminded me. That's exactly what I thought was happening. Was plotting against him. However, the only information that Amy, Rory, and River gather from their travels across the USA is the silence are everywhere, which we already kind of knew. It makes a good opening. You're being a dick. Also, if the silence are everywhere, they have seen River land the TARDIS swimming pool. River land the TARDIS in the swimming pool after jumping. So all the stuff she was kind of pointing. They're not everywhere. There was a lot of them. Stephen Moffat once said he likes to start part 2 under different circumstances to hook the viewers to keep them on their toes, which is fine in principle. But this probably needed a few more drafts. Maybe, but I don't know. I think they're being a bit dickish about it, frankly. Right? I didn't find that much confusion. I didn't even find confusion in the they pulled that price down. I didn't even find that much confusion in the Jodie and stuff. I just expect to be shit. The most confusing thing was Ruby's mother pointing incoherently for no apparent reason.
My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.